All right. Welcome to another edition of Instigator Mick. Here, I'm your host, Mickey Jordan, here bringing you to a NFL Week 18 predictions. First off, I gotta say, I got my pick of the week right, and I got what I wanted. I got to see the Steelers beat the Seahawks. Got exactly what I wanted, to be exact. So I'm happy about that. Happy my Buffalo Bills got the win this past Sunday over the Patriots. So a lot of things worked out for me this past week. I mean, including my national championship pick. Michigan is in the national championship game, so I got that one right. I didn't get Texas right, but still, I got the team I picked to win the whole thing. So my bracket's kind of safe for now until the national championship plays this Monday. Didn't do so hot in MSP despite me winning my pick of the week. So I didn't do too bad. I mean, I finished -1, but still not a good week. Despite winning my pick of the week because a lot of spreads didn't work out my way. Other than that, looked all right. Before we get into this week NFL Week 18 picks, before we get in, I'll get into the national championship game. For this Monday. It's Michigan and Washington. Washington got an impressive win. Over Texas. Washington pulled that one off. They really dominated most of that game, but Texas almost came back, came down to the last play. Washington held them. 137-31 was the final of that, but not as good as that Michigan. It was high scoring, but not as good as the Michigan. Alabama game. That was crazy. That Rose Bowl game was insane. It was down to the wire, went to overtime. Michigan came back and won. It was just classic. I called it. Michigan was going to beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl. I called that one. But just wow. So yeah, but who do I got in this national championship game? I got Michigan winning the whole thing. I think Michigan's going to win the whole thing this year. But I would be happy if Washington did win though, because Michael Penix, the journey he's had through some almost career-ending injuries. A lot of torn ACLs and a couple of them in his career. When he played for Indiana before he transferred to Washington, but he had a hell of a year this year. Maybe a storybook ending for him. But I feel like, honestly, Michigan's going to be too much. That run game and that defense is going to be too much. That defense will be too much for Michael Penix to handle. Maybe I could be wrong, but I got the Wolverines. I think they're going to win the national championship this season. But whoever wins, honestly, is deserving. But I got Michigan, though. That's why I think he's going to win the national championship this Monday. All right, let's go on to the NFL. Let's start with the Saturday doubleheader. Start with the first game at 4:30 on ESPN and ABC. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. The spread is 3.5 favored by the Steelers, surprisingly, but the odds, like the sports bookmakers think, the Ravens are to sit out, But these are some tough picks, honestly. This is gonna be the toughest week. If anyone's doing MSP, this is the toughest week to pick. What I've heard. Especially all these games like playoff spots, like who's gonna sit out, fighting for their job and all that. Like these coaches on bad teams and all that. So it's a lot of things that can happen. But it's kind of tough for me in this one because Steelers is a winning. They got to win if they want to keep their season alive. If they want to make the playoffs. Ravens, meanwhile, they already clinched the 1 seed last week after the win over Baltimore. They found a way to do that. They dominated Miami. They put up 56 points. It's depends on the rest. They won the division and got the number 1 seed in the AFC. So they got nothing to prove at this point. They're already locked into playoffs. Pretty much. Steelers need one more win. And either in the scenarios, they need a win or a loss from either the Jaguars or the Bills, which we'll get in that later. But I'm taking the spread right now. I'm taking the Steelers in this one. This one I had trouble with, but I'm still sticking with it. I just think, Baltimore's got a good defense. I'll be wrong. Last time these two met, Steelers won. Wasn't pretty. It was Kenny Pickett, but this is a much different offense compared to the last time they played. So, give me the Steelers this one. Next, the prime time game, 8:15, same network, ESPN and ABC. There's two different networks. Let's pretty much the main telecast, obviously. But Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. It's a win or go home kind of game for both these teams. Whoever wins will clinch a spot in the playoffs. Loser, season's over. And also possibly a chance to win the AFC South, depending on how the Jacksonville Tennessee game plays out. So whoever wins, the spread's 1.5. Favored by the Colts. This is Indianapolis. This is kind of one I've had trouble with too. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a better Colts defense. That defense has always been tough. And Jonathan Taylor's playing better. Gardner Minshew, he's been playing good this year. They got some weapons. So pretty much I'm honestly gonna take the Texans. I mean, C.J. Stroud, he honestly looks good this year. C.J. Stroud's having a great year. I mean, rookie season. I mean, so I think. All right, sorry about this, guys. I gotta mark my live stream. Right now.
How's it going?
Going good.
Talking about the Bonnies game tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just telling my NFL picks right now.
Go Packers, make a playoff push.
We'll see. I mean, it's true. It's a winning get-in game for them. But all right, let's get back to this one. I got the Texans this one over the Colts. So I'll take this one over Indianapolis, and I'll take Houston this one. I'll take the points. All right, let's move on to Sunday's games now. So here we go. Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. Spread is 3.5. Favored by the Saints. This is at home. This is a must-win for the Saints if they want to win the division because the NFC South is wide open after they beat Tampa Bay, surprisingly. If Tampa would have won last week over the New Orleans, they would have been NFC South champs. But it comes down to last week of the season. Both these teams still have a chance. But I'm taking the spread. I'll take the Saints this one. They'll cover this one over Atlanta and win outright. Possibly to win the NFC South, but if Tampa wins, Tampa will win it. So Saints need a little help. This one. So give me the New Orleans Saints in this one. All right. Next, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. Spread is 4.5. Favored by the Bengals. It's because, Browns clinch a spot in the playoffs. Bengals out now, Like they mathematically made it after last week's loss to the Chiefs. Browns clinched their spot last Thursday night, almost a week ago when they beat the Jets. So pretty much this is a meaningless game. This game pretty much because Browns already in. Bengals missed the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the Browns still. I feel like they want to try to sweep their rivals in this one. So I'll take the spread. I'll take the points in this one. I'll take them. Give me Cleveland on the road, finishing off and sweeping Cincinnati, finishing strong, finishing 12-5. Having momentum going in the playoffs. So give me Cleveland. But this one we're not going to get into as much because these are two bad AFC East teams. The Jets and the Patriots. Toilet Bowl game. 1.5 the spread favored by New England. New England played tough. I mean, it was a bizarre game against the Bills, but I just, in the Jets, meanwhile, I don't know how they did last week. They didn't do well as well. I mean, they got their ass kicked by the Browns. That's right. So it all depends. I mean, some of these guys are playing for their jobs on the line. Like Belichick, this could be his last game as New England Patriots head coach. I will take New England in this one because I feel like it's at home and Jets, they struggle against the Patriots still. I like New England in this one. So I think this one for Belichick, possibly his last game as a Patriots head coach. So give me New England in this one. This one's a big one here. If you're a Steelers and a Bills fan, or both kind of like that in the situation, we'll get into the Bills later, but here we go. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. Spreads 3.5 favored by the Jaguars on the road. I mean, the Jaguars win, they win the division. So if you're a Steelers fan, you got to root for the Tennessee Titans in this one. So I don't know. I mean, this was a must-win for the Jaguars, though. I mean, they got to win the division because they could possibly miss out in the playoffs, depending if Trevor Lawrence can go or not. They shut out the Panthers last week without Trevor Lawrence. C.J. Beathard looked all right, but still, that's the Panthers. I mean, I don't know why I took the points. I thought it would be closer, but did not expect to be a shutout. Beathard looks good as a backup. But I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take Tennessee Titans. I think they'll keep it a lot closer. They'll lose by a field goal or even win outright. Some of these teams play spoiler. I mean, some of these teams care less, I missed the playoffs, but some of these teams want to spoil their rivals' chance of making playoffs, like division rivals. So I like the Titans this one. Depending on how Trevor Lawrence, if he's going to go or not. I like Tennessee in this one. Let's go on the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Meaningless game for Detroit because they're already in the playoffs. They lost in a controversial way with the ineligible man downfield, and then Campbell goes for 2-point conversion 2 more times. That was called. I mean, why would he do that? I get he's going to be aggressive, great, but just doing it 2 more times, should have just took the extra point and tied and go to overtime. I don't know what was Detroit thinking. Minnesota, their playoff chances were crushed last week. They're not mathematically eliminated, but they're pretty much, I'd say, out of it after that loss to the Packers on Sunday night. So Vikings pretty much chances are done. Spread's 3.5 favored by the Lions. So who do I like in this one? I mean, I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna take Minnesota, even though not because I just think they just want to finish strong despite most likely missing the playoffs. In Detroit, probably they want to rest their guys for the playoffs and all that. So here we go. I'll take the Vikings. Let's move on to an NFC South matchup here at the 1 o'clock ones too. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Carolina. They are favored at 5.5 right now. The spread is. So who do I like in this game? I don't know. It's got me. I'll take this. I'll take the spread because Tampa should blow out Carolina. Then again, when I took Tampa Bay last week, they lost to the Saints. So this team, and they were due for a loss anyway, but they've been red hot. But I think Baker Mayfield really just proves that he's going to win the division. So I like the Bucs. Panthers might try to play spoiler, but I really can see Tampa Bay just running away with this, dominating. I see Baker Mayfield just winning this one. So all right, let's move on to the late games. Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. Dallas wins this, they win the NFC East. But if they lose and Philadelphia wins, Philadelphia can win the division. So pretty much Dallas has an easier path to the win the division than Philadelphia. So the spread is 13.5 favored by the Cowboys on the road. The last time these two met was Thanksgiving, and the Cowboys put up 45 points, just dominate, won 45-10 on Thanksgiving against Washington. This time, I say it's going to at least win by 2 touchdowns or more. It's going to be a blowout, easily. So I got the Dallas Cowboys to win this game and win the division. I mean, yeah, the Eagles look bad against the Cardinals. I mean, seriously, they did. Well, let's move on to the next one, an NFC West showdown here between the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. These two will go at it. The 49ers have owned the Rams, but 49ers last week with that win over Washington clinched their chance of being the 1 seed. So they're the 1 seed in the NFC side of things in the playoffs. They got home field advantage. 49ers got nothing to play for. Rams clinched a spot last week in the playoffs. So pretty much we're down a few more spots in the NFC. A lot still left in the AFC side of things, kind of. A lot to be decided. But it's kind of meaningless, but at the same time, playing for pride at this point, both teams in the playoffs. These teams don't 49ers have won the Rams, but I'm going to take the points. 3.5 fair by the 49ers. I'd say it's closer than that. The Rams have been playing better as of lately. This Matthew Stafford, he's good. I'm telling you, man. He's gotten better, but it's just last week they had an ugly win against the Giants. Giants played them tough. But seriously, I like this Rams team. They are a dangerous wild card team in the NFC. So I'll take them in this one. At least make it close. Even win outright in that one. That'll be another 4 o'clock game. But speaking of the Philadelphia, if you were talking about that, but seriously, the Eagles got to win and have Dallas lose to Washington. They have a tougher path after losing last week to the Cardinals. They had a chance still to win that division, but blew it, losing to a bad Arizona team. Meanwhile, New York Giants played LA down to the wire. The spread is 6.5, favored by Philly on the road in MetLife Stadium. I will take the Eagles. They'll win this one by a touchdown because last time they played, they just played a couple not too long ago, just past Christmas. These two met just recently, so it's been at least a couple weeks since these two met. But I'd say Eagles at least win by a touchdown. Maybe not. I could be wrong. We'll see. But it still will be a good match between these two. Eagles want to still have a chance, but they're already in the playoffs, so nothing left to prove. But Giants are playing for pride at this point after missing out this year, having a rough year. Tommy DeVito, I feel like he's the future of this team. I tell you that right now. But let's move on to the next 4 o'clock one. Playoff positioning on the line this one. Green Bay Packers hosting the Chicago Bears at Lambeau. Spread's 3.5 by fair by the Packers. If the Packers win, they're in. If they lose and Seattle wins, Seattle gets it. So that's a big one for both Green Bay and Seattle. It comes down to those two teams getting that last seed. Or possibly the Saints could sneak in. We don't know. Because of the Bucs from the division, the Saints win and New Orleans and Seattle and Green Bay both lose. I mean, Saints get in. So there's a lot at stake for the NFC kind of this one. 4 o'clock. Really keep an eye on those games. If you're a Saints fan, if you're the New Orleans Saints, you got to root for both Chicago and Arizona, which we'll get in the next game. So I will take Green Bay. Yeah, I vowed not to pick them again. But honestly, even though the Bears have been playing better as of lately, but I just don't see Green Bay losing this game. I just don't see it this time. Last year they were in the same situation last year. Came down to the very last game of the regular season. Sunday night, lost to Detroit. This time they were in the same situation. They control their own destiny. Just win an end game. Don't need help from other teams. They've been in this situation. LaFleur's been in this before. Jordan Love said we've been in this before. So I feel like the Packers are going to cover the spread and not just win by that much. A lot more, honestly. I really could see it because last time these two met was beginning of the season, and just Aaron Jones and Jordan Love stomped on them in Chicago. So it'll be a different game, no doubt. Bears want to play spoiler, but I can see Green Bay win this football game. Here we go. Next game, the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. This one should be good. I mean, Seattle, it's a must-win game for them, and a Green Bay loss will get them in. Arizona, meanwhile, just pulled off a big upset last week, winning in Philadelphia. But Arizona wants to spoil Seattle's chance of making the playoffs. Seattle. I called on my show last week that Seattle was going to get their ass kicked and lose to the Steelers. I got what I wanted there. Me and Max, I said what me and Max were going to do, set out to do, and we did. So, who do I take? This one, the spread's 3.5 favored by Seattle on the road, yes, because they're playing a bad Arizona team, but Arizona looked good last week. James Conner, I feel like he's going to run over him. So, I'm going to take the Cardinals. I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the upset. This is my pick of the week right now. I could change some of these picks. That's a good thing on MSP. You can change them whenever until it's locked, until game time, But right now, as of right now, I got the Cardinals my pick of the week. Because I could switch to some 4 games picking in MSP, but this is my prediction. I think what's going to happen this Sunday. So I'll take the Cardinals my pick of the week over Seattle. I think Cardinals are going to play spoiler. James Conner looks good this year. I feel like that Seattle run defense looks weak. That's the way Seattle bullied them. I feel like it's going to be the same way this week with James Conner and Kyler Murray. A running quarterback's going to give Seattle problems too. So I'll take Arizona. But next, these two meaningless AFC West games now. Broncos and Raiders both mathematically eliminated last week in the playoffs. It's in Vegas, so these two met in week 1. The Raiders won in Denver, so these two will meet again. Pretty much trying to finish, like 8 wins, at least 8 wins this year. I mean, obviously, Broncos have 8 wins. They're trying to at least finish with a winning record. I mean, it's been a good turnaround, but they came up a little bit short because some of the losses to New England and Detroit really cost them. But they had a chance. I thought they were in it. Actually, they beat Buffalo. But I will take the spread's 2.5 favored by the Raiders. I will take the Raiders. They will cover and not just they'll win by a lot. Because Stidham looked good against, but then against the Chargers, bad Chargers team they played. But I just did not expect Jarrett Stidham to go off and look good. Stidham will start again. Russell Wilson is benched. So I'll take the Raiders. Next, Kansas City Chiefs at the LA Chargers. Chiefs are underdogs, slight underdogs. But the thing is, I feel like the Chiefs are going to rest their guys since they clinched the division and made the playoffs. They will rest their guys. But I'll take the Chargers this one because it's a meaningless game for the Chiefs. They're already in the playoffs, but the Chiefs look terrible no matter what. I'd say that, like I've been saying it for weeks, Chiefs are going to be one and done. I could be wrong, but they just don't look like the same kind of. Yes, they beat Cincinnati. Yes, they did, but still at the same time, these guys, how to catch the ball better. But I feel like the Chargers, Easton Stick wants to have a good game and just beat his rivals, like division rivals. So I think the Chargers win this one because it's week 18. A lot of these bad teams, meaningless games will win. But all right, the main event, Sunday Night Football. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Let's go to the phones. Hello?
Hello? Did you wait to answer the match?
It absolutely is. It's kind of like a winner go home for us in this one.
Yeah, I got my broom ready for sweeping the Dolphins.
I'm hoping. We got to win this. We got to win this because just in case the Steelers win and we lose, we're done.
Did you see the Bills injury report?
Not bad. Josh Allen's in practicing. So I think we're not doing bad at all.
And you saw the Dolphins injury report, right?
Bradley Chubb being out. Yeah, he tore an ACL. They're just banged up. Raheem Mostert. Jalen Waddle's been banged up lately.
And Waddle might be out.
Yeah, that's a huge loss here for the Dolphins. That's a huge loss for them. One of their fast receivers.
I think our defense is going to have a feast.
I think so. We just got now. We got to win and get in, and also win the division. We could get the 2 seed if we win this game. Also,
What are you doing Sunday night?
I'm just gonna be even do my usual thing. Probably go to my buddy Sean Crandall's house and just just watch the game and just hopefully get a win.
Do you and your friend want to go to a watch party with me?
I think we'll just chill. I think. Thanks for the offer, though.
I think Josh is going for. Can you quote to me on this?
Yeah.
Josh Allen is going for 3 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns.
So you're saying 5 total TDs?
Yeah.
I honestly could see it, but at the same time, you never know. I mean, I think we're due for a big offensive game. We are due.
And don't forget who's Tua's daddy.
That's true, Josh Allen.
And you have to remember Tiger Sports, right?
Oh yeah, he's been chirping. I see. I mean, I'm gonna have to really watch his videos. I've been watching a lot of them more lately. My goodness, he's nuts. He's ridiculous.
And that's what he said about the Dolphins and Ravens game.
What did he say?
He said the Dolphins barely lost.
Nah, they just got their rear ends kicked.
And they're going to get their butts kicked again.
I'm hoping. It's still not gonna be easy. You know, this Dolphins team wants to come out and just try to beat us this time.
No, they're there for you. And the Bills. I hope the Bills don't look like last Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on yesterday, Mitch.
Absolutely.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. That is Jacob Spears Bills Talk. That's his YouTube channel. Go follow his. Like and subscribe to that as well. Just like mine. But all right, let's get in the Bills-Dolphins game now. Must-win game for the Bills. Dolphins still, pretty much, if they win, they already got the division. We'll have the division locked in for sure. But they're just a game ahead of Buffalo. Buffalo wins. They win the tiebreaker and win the division. So, yes, a lot of line for both. Especially for the Bills, I feel like a lot more line for the Bills. I feel like this one, the Dolphins. Dolphins already clinched a spot in the playoffs. Just a couple weeks ago, beating Dallas. And last week they got their rear ends kicked they got their ass kicked by Baltimore. Buffalo, the last 2 games, offense has not been there. They're just not pretty. They found ways to win, but just it's a little concerning, honestly, as the Bills. It's really concerning what I'm seeing from their offense right now. So I don't know what to feel about this game tonight. Oh yeah, go Packers. I got them beating the Bears. Actually, I got them beating the Bears in this one, Green Bay. So I think they'll win again. In but the Bills, it's a win again for them. But if they lose, like I've been telling the show, Steelers or Jacksonville, if Jackson loses, could steal it. So this is kind of a scary game for the Bills. So I'd say I'm taking the Bills. They're the more desperate team than the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins already clinched spot, but they still want to win the division. But at the same time, the Bills are more desperate because this is a loss, they're out kind of thing. So I like the desperate team this one. And the Dolphins injury report looks bad. Bradley Chubb being out for the rest of the season for the Dolphins. That doesn't look good at all. Waddle might not play too, so that really hurts him. Tyreek Hill will play, obviously. Obviously, you didn't hear this story today. That's been the big news story today. It's pretty sad. Tyreek Hill's house caught on fire. He wasn't there. He was practicing, but his family was. But they got there safely, though. Things worked out. Their family got out safely. His family got out safe and all that, which is good. But it's not a good week for Tyreek Hill so far. Wish him the best. Even though I'm a Bills fan, but wish him the best. After that. After that. So, but I'll take the Bills still. They'll win this football game. They will win the division like always for the 4th straight season, and get in the playoffs and get the 2 seed. That ain't good. Hell has a boot. He's been banged up too this year. He's been injured too. But lastly, not least, this Bonnie's game coming up in just about 6 minutes from now. St. Bonaventure and VCU. It's a big one tonight. First conference game of the season for the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. That's why I got it on. It's a big one. Hopefully the Bonnies. I get the Bonnies winning this one. I feel like, yes, VCU is still a good basketball team, but I still think the Bonnies will win that one. Somehow they will. But all right. Thank you all for tuning in here. Enjoy your football weekend. Last week of the season. Enjoy the national championship Monday. And I'll see you Western New Yorkers. Enjoy the Bonnies game tonight. Go Bonnies. See ya.